I had a long drive, so I had to kind of take shape.
Donnie D lets us inside the future site of Oceanside's first homeless shelter.
Not much has changed since we signed a service agreement, and I think that's unfortunate, but patience is a virtue, right? I mean, patience is the key, and I think it's been hard. But
He is the president of the San Diego Rescue Mission, the organization selected to run the shelter. It will be located at the old Ocean Shores High School off Oceanside Boulevard and El Camino Real. But the buildings are in need of a remodel, and a shovel has yet to hit the ground to prepare for the 50-bed homeless shelter.
since November, it's just been submitting plans and trying to get permits and ready to go. I think our contractor had to get a license that was acceptable.
The site is city-owned, and working with a government agency is new territory for the rescue mission.
We typically own our own stuff and we set our own timelines, but in working with another municipality and working with another city, you know, we've had to jump through some hoops just to try to figure this out, and I think that's delayed it a little bit.
D says he hoped to be open by now, but the city required 3 different bids for all work before one was approved. In a statement, the city of Oceanside said that when developing a project of this magnitude, it is normal and expected for plans to change. But D says work on the shelter is about to start.
We're ready to start demolition, and that will happen next week. That'll take a couple of weeks to get everything cleaned out, and then they will start to renovate this property.
The rescue mission is responsible for funding operations of the shelter, while the city is responsible for the remodel of the buildings. And over $2 million in federal funding was recently secured, dedicated to the remodel of the homeless shelter.
It's my understanding that that's what they will use to renovate this facility, which is about a $2 million budget. And then I think it's another $300,000 or $400,000 to furnish it.
While the 50-bed shelter won't solve homelessness in Oceanside, D says he hopes the shelter will fill up in order to need an expansion.
I hope that I have to go to my board and to the city and say, look, we don't have enough beds. We're getting people off the streets in a remarkable way. We need more beds. That would be a great next step, and I hope that happens.
D says demolition is expected to start in the coming weeks, and he hopes to be open by late summer. Tania Thorne, KPBS News.